Oh, there we are. I'm only 2 minutes late. That's not too bad. I was all set to start streaming, and then I realized I hadn't put my burrito together for later. So I went and did that, and I just finished in time. Wow, chat's been busy. I only see 2 or 3 people maybe in the chat. Dina City State? Hi Styx, hi Taijan. I'm early for once, not that it will last, as I am still at work for another hour. That's a bummer. That's just some silly conversation back and forth here that I'm kind of skimming over. Yeah, I don't think I missed any. Hi, Artie. Dwarfing time. Let's dwarf it up. Whatever sticks. Hi, Moonbeam. Hi, Flash. Oh, wow, Flash is on time. What is the state of Dina? Unprepared. I'm gonna put my hair up. It's already bugging me. Unprepared and broke. That's the state of Dina. I do have a little bit of good news, though. I actually sold a painting last night. Somebody bought one of the paintings I put up on Etsy, so that's cool. I was very happy about that. Hopefully that's not the only one I sell. Hi, Death's Head. I'm glad I caught the stream at the beginning for once. Chat's not displaying in the video. Yeah, it is. It's just not quite updated. I just realized Styx and I have started the food conversation before the stream even started. Oh, that's true. I'm drinking tea this time. Iced tea. Actually, lemon iced tea. It's got caffeine in it, so hopefully I'll be a little more alert this time. Die of hydration. That's my state too. Usually take Odie on his nighttime walk when you start, but he's still eating right now. Sold a painting, popped the champagne. I actually had a little bit of Ruby Port last night to celebrate. Torture implements conversation. I think we'll skip that one. So yeah, I'm going to try to do only 2 hours today just because I have stuff I want to do afterwards. So we're probably going to end at 3 instead of 4 my time. Oh, I get a lobster for selling a painting. Dina, iced tea, the Brits. What? As in you don't drink iced tea there, or you call it something else? They call it sweet tea in the South, which drives me crazy. I hate that. And iced tea without sweetener is unsweet tea. That bugs me. Recently joined a gym. Oh, good for you. Also started the bad habit of ruining my progress with a nice stop at Dairy Queen. Yeah, that's one downside to when you get really good about working out. You want to reward yourself, and sometimes if you reward yourself with food, it defeats the purpose a little bit. But yeah, I've been there. I tried looking for that rainbow can of Bud Light the other day, but they just had the normal cans. Aw. Sweet tea is accurate? No, because to me, sweet tea would mean just hot tea with sugar in it. It's not cold unless it's called iced tea. To me, iced tea isn't really a thing in the UK. That's what I figured. A lot of Brits I've seen consider the concept blasphemous. I don't normally drink iced tea, but it's one of those things I have once in a great while. I think it's fine. Technically, this is tea-flavored Crystal Light, so it's still Crystal Light. It's just... haven't drank in a long time. There's literally a freaking Dairy Queen right next to the gym. They knew what they were doing. So temptation is staring me in the face all day. Do you like look out the window while working out and see the Dairy Queen? That's fucked up. My exercise is walking, Odie. Well, walking is good exercise. I'd like to go for walks. I usually do a variation of yoga created by a former wrestler named Diamond Dallas Page. It's called DDP Yoga. Dairy Queen next to the gym. Choices. Hi, Hershey. Okay, let's get started. My plan is to watch all of them except for The Promised Land, and we'll watch those next week. Derriere Queen. It's my street name. We'll watch the theme song one time. I'm turning it down on my end a little bit. So, let's see how season 11 treats Cat.
Come back into the past to screw around with human evolution. How come I'm still here? Maybe you didn't qualify.
The
first thing he does in Twentica is...
That's in there! Sorry, guys. I tried to stay strong, but he broke me.
Yeah, so much for being cool as a cat.
Right there, bud. Sorry, guys. He broke me again. What do you expect? I'm not made of concrete.
To be fair, Cat is kind of known for not being able to shut up. It's usually because he either doesn't care or doesn't know any better, though, not out of fear.
There are a number of options, sir. All involving you, and all extremely bad.
I'm all ears.
If it's possible for Cat to hate Rimmer more than he did before, I kind of feel like he does in seasons 11 and 12.
Again, if he dies, not the end of the world. Rimmer is out too. Every cloud.
A tech ban, which means you, sir, are illegal.
He is? I may move here. Lay down roots and start a family. Action, that's what the hell's happening. Now brace. You think this is a good time to make a crack about my team?
Everything is about your appearance, isn't it, Cat? That actually reminds me of a line from Backwards.
Fasten your belts. Hey, I do not need fashion tips from you. Safety belts.
I love
Later,
that
when they're
line.
trying to get into a club,
You know you got standing out here? Lucky. No middle name. Listerano.
Cat almost seems to know what he's doing here.
He ain't related to the scientist Joseph Lister, is he?
Most likely he just got lucky. Still kind of cool that he was the one that got them into the club.
He's half goofy now. He's walking around the park pushing a pram full of string. He's got some theory about it, but no one will listen.
Pram theory?
He also hands the device to Einstein, who turns out to not be Einstein, but still. Cat did some things that led to them fixing everything and getting away. His dancing even comes into play a little.
You think a scientist could tap dance like that?
Until Lister gives them away.
One thing I don't understand. Well, actually, there are about 40 things I don't understand.
Cat says a lot of cute things in Samsara, especially when they find the skeletons of the crew members.
How can you fly a spaceship and at the exact same time all play Twister?
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Twister is a 3-player game. Everyone here is just waded right in.
He's really committed to that theory, too.
Wait your turn, buddy. What's the rush? A one-armed bandit.
I love that.
How cool is this?
He suddenly knows what a one-armed bandit is, though.
That Mexican dude. The one who robbed people. The one-armed bandit. It's a machine, you Kim.
Hi, Noah.
Either Cat actually remembered that conversation or the writers forgot.
I need a coin. I'm orphan, ain't I?
I mean, it's true, and not like the money was going to go to the orphans it was intended for at this point anyway. And yet Lister still puts the winnings in there. Nice little microcosm of the difference between these two characters. Anyway, Cat gets a knife in the foot. I like how Lister does that old doctor's trick where he suddenly pulls it out while Cat is talking.
I had no choice. It was the only way to get it out.
And then the lights go out.
I think I got blind. It must be something to do with my foot.
Oh, poor kitty.
I got foot and eye disease.
So we're 11 seasons
Foot and eye
in, and they managed
disease.
to reveal something about Cat that we didn't know up until this point. Unlike his American female counterpart,
I just realized Special Iron's probably gonna miss his favorite part. Oh well.
It's okay for you. You have night vision. Well, you can see in the dark, right? With your super see cat's eyes, right? And you can swing from trees, right? With your super swinging monkey arms, right?
he actually cannot see in the dark.
Who'd evolved so that they can't see in the dark? Who evolved so you can't swing from trees? You'd never be late for anything.
I love this conversation. I mean, yeah, we tend to assume that this cat can do anything our cats can do, but it makes sense that his race would lose an ability it didn't need anymore. On a ship full of canned food, they no longer needed to hunt, therefore no need to see in the dark. I almost feel like this scene is a bit meta, like it's making fun of those expectations we have as an audience. But I may be reading too much into it. Either way, I love it. They find some glow sticks to light up the room a little, and I love that Cat ends up with the pink ones. That's gotta be intentional.
We got food, water, everything we need. Been here for days, weeks, months even. Grayson!
Oh, you don't know the half of it yet, Lister.
I better come up with a plan. I get great ideas all the time. I just don't say them out loud. You say everything you think out loud.
Lister knows him so well.
I'm like that inventor guy. It begins with R.
Here we go.
Rosenthal, Sidney Rosenthal, invented the magic marker.
The guy I'm talking about is real. He ain't no wizard out of a book with his magic pen.
I always read too much into stuff. Not
So
always.
most of Cat's dialogue is him talking Lister's ear off about stuff he's getting wrong.
I told
One
Chalk.
day, Archimedes is sitting under a tree. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this bat hits him on the head. Pow! And he gets up, shouts for Micah, and invents gravy.
It was Newton who was sat under the tree, and he discovered gravity when he got hit on the head by an apple.
Meanwhile, Lister seems to know a lot about history all of a sudden. I don't think that really hit me when I did the main video for this episode. Season 10 did show him studying. I guess what he learned stuck.
Archimedes discovered something to do with water displacement when he was sat in the bath and he shouted, Eureka!
So, Mr. Alan Einstein,
Speaking of, I love how Lister visibly cringes at that.
they gave him a special hat to wear at night to cover up the bruising.
They gave him a knighthood.
What's that saying? You can lead a hearse to water, but you can't make it sink. Grayson!
Who Cat kind of reminds me of in
There
this
you go.
episode? Donkey from Shrek.
Man, she was the greatest soldier in history. Led her people to victory.
Julie Caesar.
It's funny because they're both named after the animal they are.
I didn't teach you anything. You know why?
Me. I got this one. Is it because you're a snack dispenser?
I'm a snack dispenser.
Give and Take has Cat wondering why skeletons never wear clothes.
How did they all die? Probably pneumonia.
That's adorable. So anyway, Lister and Cat were operated on against their will, which is pretty disturbing. Only it only got as far as Lister's kidneys being removed. For some reason, Crichton thinks that Cat will be willing to donate one.
Crichton, read the cat dictionary. There's only one meaning for donor. A kind of kebab.
Kind of
Cat can't help
kebab.
himself.
I love that Lister immediately shoots down that notion while still kind of defending Cat at the same time. A minor point in this scene, but he really accepts Cat for what he is, and that's kind of sweet.
How you doing, bud? They said you wanted to see me.
So yeah, Lister is about to ask Cat for a kidney, and before he can even get it out, Cat immediately steals his food and even vitamin shot. So we know where this is gonna go.
Why the shot
Not the
though?
kidneys that need replacing. It's your damn brain.
Yeah.
And when push comes to shove, you'll do what's right.
All these years we've been together, you think someone knows you. You don't know me at all.
Though, I'm tempted to think that the reason Cat is upset is because
Hey, Ash.
maybe deep down he knows he's in the wrong. Okay, maybe that's just wishful thinking.
Ah, there you are, sir.
So they end up tricking him by having Crichton tell him that it's actually Cat who needs the kidney from Lister, who hasn't been told yet.
Hey there, buddy. I come to tuck
So Cat suddenly wants to be really nice to Lister. That's kind of creepy.
It is.
About the kidney thing. And I thought, what would you do if this whole situation was reversed?
You know what I'd do? I'd give you a kidney in 10 seconds flat.
That's why I'm going to give you one of my kidneys.
Yeah, okay.
Slice me open and
Yeah,
haul
okay.
it out. And while you're in there, if you take a shine to anything else, just grab that too.
Anyway, he has to sign a consent form first, which he does. And here comes Crichton to share the news that he thought it was Kat who actually needed the kidney, but it turns out he was right the first time. While this is an awful thing to do to Kat, considering Lister was about to die, it's forgivable. And they end up not using Kat's kidney anyway, so it's kind of a moot point.
What's that?
Pre-op injection, sir. It'll help you relax.
Oh, I very much doubt that.
Also, we get a pretty good fall over. They're never going to top the one in Epideme, though.
Any advice? Yeah. Don't wear a hat.
And Officer Rimmer,
These dudes are gonna be human, right?
he seems awfully happy about that, probably because he knows
What,
some
the
of
kidney? That was explained in the episode.
Officer
I left it out here because I'd
I
already
know I
talked
mentioned
about
this
it.
before, but I still love Kat and Lister watching old women playing croquet. I mean, the commercial does make it look entertaining, at least in an ironic way.
Gosh.
So we can print out any of these people? Yeah. What about her?
I knew it. Kat just wanted to print out the women.
She can't demote anybody.
So what if she can? I can see past that.
In Crisis,
Crichton isn't feeling too good.
Oh, what's up, brother man?
hey, Kat actually sounds concerned there. Later, he asks what a midlife crisis is.
Have you ever felt I've wasted my life?
You? Sure.
Have you ever felt you've wasted your life? No. Have you ever felt there's so much more I could have been?
No.
Yeah, I don't think this is something Kat has to
No!
worry about. He does like Crichton's new subwoofers, and we get some dancing out of it.
Oh, get rid of the
That's cute.
Later, he gives Rimmer that look of, boy, are you a scumbag.
I'm about to perform some personality surgery on Mr. Rimmer.
He's getting a new personality? Great idea.
On to Can of Worms. One of the first scenes with Kat involves him finding out that they're nearing the territory of yet another tribe of Gelfs. These ones supposedly drink the blood of virgins, so Kat gets nervous.
Can we discuss this for one stupid lousy second?
Hold on a minute, are you?
No.
I remember one comment I got when I covered this episode originally about how Lister should have already known this about Kat. Think of it this way, I doubt Lister spends a lot of his day-to-day life thinking about Kat's sex life or lack thereof. So it's not that he doesn't know, he just doesn't think about it and it slipped his mind here. Like, it's really not that weird to not be constantly thinking about your friend's sex life. And he does try to say things to the effect of, I suppose you would be, and I never really thought about it.
I suppose you know. Never really don't even say it. I've had my share, let me tell you. More than my share. Plus, I've had full-blown love affairs, too.
Subwoofer
Yeah,
sounds like a
Kat's
dog.
not supposed to be self-conscious. He should be thinking he's cooler than them no matter what. It's one thing to be afraid of the Gelfs, but now he's worried about looking uncool in front of who? Lister and Rimmer? No, I don't buy that.
I got a lady cat back on Red Dwarf. Hell, I got two.
On Z-Deck.
Apparently he's mentioned having two girlfriends on Z-Deck before. This is going to come up again later, and I'm going to have something to say about it.
Oh, yeah.
Notice that Kat is wearing plastic bags over his feet so his shoes wouldn't get wet while walking through those puddles in the corridor. That's kind of a neat detail.
But am I pleased to see you?
So here's our female cat, but she's actually a polymorph, so we don't really learn anything new about the cat race like we would have with Aura if Identity Within had been made. By the way, notice that Kat finds her in a cage as a reference to that. Again, Identity Within is never going to be an episode. They've used about everything from it by now, and it'd just be repetitive.
You got a name?
Sure I do, stupid. Who doesn't have
Hi, nameless panda.
But yeah, going by how we've seen polymorphs work previously, it probably just went with how Kat would expect a female cat to act. I mean, props to this actress, she's really cute and she did a great job, but there's nothing to be gleaned about Kat from this character, and they basically have her doing the season 1 version of Kat. Again, it's cute, but that's about it. Granted, it's really cute.
That was like a mating call.
I'm not a fan of Kat singing badly. Since when was that a thing? This episode really has it out for him, doesn't it? At least he can still dance.
All I'm saying is that she had some moves you've never even seen.
And I know I said this when I first covered this episode, but I'm fine with Kat being stupid. It's part of his charm.
Next thing you know, her big pipe thing shoots out of her back.
But he shouldn't be this stupid.
Whoosh it straight down your throat. Whoa!
Like, this is too stupid to breathe levels of stupid.
She just released her gushy tadpole stuff down her pipe.
I'm sure he's watched porn before and would know how sex would work. Come on.
How do I break this to you?
You're a moron!
Let me handle this. Catman, you're a moron!
And like I mentioned, if you go with the idea of what happened to him being an allegory for rape, it gets really sad.
It still counts. It counts. Why doesn't it count?
But hey, we get to see Kat's quarters for the first time ever. They look about how I would expect. Velvet duvet, curtains everywhere, mood lighting. I guess there's one thing in this episode I approve of. Oh, and one detail that I love, the cat belt still exists.
Cat belt.
He doesn't wear it in these 2 seasons, but it's sitting right there on his nightstand. I hope we get to see him wear it again sometime. I love that thing.
Let me tell you, she looked a hell of a lot better last night.
I didn't think to mention this when I covered this episode originally, but I love how Crichton lifts one of the polymorph's tentacles and checks its pulse as if it were a person.
Sir, we need to get you to the science room and give you a full medical.
As a cat fan, seeing him this scared pisses me off, and I want to beat the shit out of whoever is doing that to him, the creators of this show included. So yeah, Cat is pregnant with
Look out, Doug
polymorphs,
Naylor.
which are apparently going to burst out of him like an alien, only it's being played for laughs.
Something's inside me that wants to get out.
Okay, that doesn't count. It was only inside his shirt.
What the hell are we gonna do?
First, I think it's essential that you eat something, sir.
I just want these things out of me.
Have you thought about a cesarean?
Okay, but no croutons.
I do love him confusing a cesarean with Caesar salad. And then he just immediately gives birth in the most painful way possible. Again, played for laughs. I just think that's kind of mean-spirited. Plus, remember how bad stuff isn't supposed to happen to Cat because it hurts his cool factor? That's just right out the window with this episode. But I think the worst thing about this episode is that they could have had Lister get pregnant instead, and they wouldn't have had to change the story very much. This isn't about Cat getting pregnant somehow and his dealing with it the way Cat would. Like, they could have had Cat worry about getting stretch marks, how hard it's going to be to find a good-looking outfit that'll fit him. Just anything that is specific to Cat, and nothing like that happens. He gets over it pretty quick, though.
What's happening?
There are 6 polymorphs here, and we don't know who's who.
I'm sure you'll work it out. Catch you later.
But then this happens.
Mama always knows her kids.
That's a weird mood swing. I almost wonder if something was cut. Like that previous scene was one of the polymorphs or something. The episode ends with Lister coming to Cat's room and trying to tell him that it's okay to be a virgin, which is kind of cute.
It wouldn't mean that you were a loser. It wouldn't mean that you ain't cool. It just mean that you hadn't met the right girl yet.
I always like it when Lister treats Cat like a little brother.
But then that.
Exactly.
So no need to have this talk.
Exactly.
So go away.
I just noticed the metallic pillows with jungle print. I want those. And oh my god, the zebra print coat from season 7. I wonder what other recognizable suits are hanging back there that aren't so easy to spot. I think the other one is from Trojan. And the 2 Catwomen are revealed about 2 seconds before the reveal that this is a dream sequence.
This is a dream, isn't it? Let's go. Pipe me.
And that is such a missed opportunity. I love the idea that he was somehow able to hide them for the rest of the crew all this time. I know there's probably reasons why that wouldn't make sense, but hell, Red Dwarf barely follows its own continuity anyway. This wouldn't be that big of a stretch, considering post-season 8 Rimmer. I'm serious, the rest of the episode might have been worth it if it had ended right after they were revealed. I knew going in that this wasn't going to live up to Identity Within, and I tried not to compare it, but it's not even a Cat episode, so what's to compare, really? The only thing we get is a look into his room for the first time and all the neat little Easter eggs that were in it, and that was it. This episode ended up being a 3rd polymorph episode that doubled as a shallow impreg being played for laughs story.
Hang on a second. I'm looking at that jacket. I think that might actually be for Back to Earth. I'm not sure.
Neat little Easter eggs that were in it.
I don't know. I think maybe it looks like maybe it's dark red and there's those little black accents. I'm not sure. I may be seeing it wrong.
And that was it. This episode ended up being a 3rd polymorph episode that doubled as.
And I think I just saw. I'm only mentioning this because I don't think I
And
mentioned
that
it
was
later.
it. This episode.
I think that might be that greenish outfit he wore in season 10. I'm not sure.
Ended up being a 3rd polymorph episode that doubled as a shallow impreg being played for laughs story, and really the whole thing is just one big Cat is dumb gag. And like I said, if they made it about Cat, it might have worked. At least somewhat. I think there are ways they could have been clever about it. I mean, if they had to do impreg. Believe it or not, I actually have seen Alien Empire
Here we go.
before.
The Hapakata, or what you would call the fetus, is still low. I'm perfectly capable of performing my duties.
Hey, I don't want this avocado popping up around me.
I don't know how many people
Alienation.
remember that there was even a movie called Alien Nation, let alone the TV series based on it. But it involved aliens living on Earth, and there was fantastic racism involved. Also, it was a buddy cop show. And if
That
that
guy trying to
sounds
touch
familiar,
George's
yes,
head.
Bright did shamelessly rip off Alien Nation, but it's nowhere near as good. So please don't judge Alien Nation based on how Bright turned out.
They're special iron.
There was an episode called Real Men where the main alien character, George, is pregnant, which is normal for his race, but living with humans makes him feel unmanly about it, and the whole thing is a look at what is or isn't considered masculine. It's even contrasted with a case about steroid use in a gym. I never said it was subtle.
Not fat, I'm pregnant. Oh,
I mean, there are a few cheap laughs where George gets all emotional like a pregnant woman. But for the most part, it's a pretty solid episode. Not only does it have something to say, but it keeps George's character and situation in mind, and he's not just
Oh,
joke
Matt knitting
fodder.
with Kathy
In
at
the
the
end,
end.
he has a badass moment because he's protecting his baby. By human standards, something a mother would do. I love Alien Nation. I wish I had time now to do a series of videos on Alien Nation, because I'd do it. I'll talk about Alien Nation all frickin' day if you let me.
I did for a while.
Anyway, yeah, a show from 1990 that nobody cared about and was canceled after the first season handled this concept better than Red Frickin' Dwarf. That's kind of sad. So, tangent aside, that's Cat from season 11. Up until Can of Worms, he was handled pretty well, mostly played for laughs, but we did get to learn something new about him that he actually cannot see in the dark, thank you very much, which was kind of a surprise this late in the series. Wardrobe-wise, we still get the super nice suits, but it's alternated with outfits that remind me more of season 6 and 7,
It's so
and a
cute
much
there.
welcome return of leopard print. Either way, thank God that terrible hairstyle from season 10 is gone, and it's back to something a little more in character for him. Just simple poofiness with a ponytail, though it varies a bit from one episode to another. One downside is that it's not totally convincing in my opinion, and you can tell it's a wig, but I'll still take it over season 10. In Twentico, we get black pants that could be vinyl, hard to tell, they're definitely shiny though, along with a black shirt and sparkly black tie under a leopard print blazer. Hairstyle-wise, his hair is braided with a ribbon tied in a bow at the base, which is really cute. Again, I like when he has a bow at the base of his ponytail. It looks a bit colonial to me. Later, he's dressed similarly as everyone else, dark pinstriped suit with a fedora, but the shirt is black and his tie is hot pink with a little blingy pin on it. So for once, he's actually in character while being in disguise. Remember how season 7 had him dressed up as a homeless man and a gelf? I still can't get over that last one. Then season 8 we had Dwayne Dibley, which wasn't much better. Anyway, Samsara has him wearing a season 10-like outfit again. This satin suit has a print that I cannot make out for the life of me, but it's black, white, green, and orange with black trim and a white shirt and bow tie.
I have
can't
Truce
really
one.
explain why it looks balanced to me. It looks like it should be too much, like that rainbow one from season 10, but it works somehow. Maybe it's all the black and white tying it all together and that there are only 2 other colors. Unfortunately, his shoes are blue, which is totally out of place. They're almost always black. I wonder why they went with blue for this outfit that doesn't even have any blue in it. Come to think of it, looking at this outfit from a distance, it is a little busy. Black pants would have been better. In Give and Take, ooh, not a fan of the hair. It's kind of messy on the top and has a floofy ponytail. The latter is fine, but I don't like the messy part on top. Lister says he looks like he has a bog brush on his head, which is the kind of thing he'd normally say about Rimmer. Outfit-wise, he's wearing a glittery mint green suit with black lapels, buttons, and other trim, with a shirt and tie that match each other. Pretty sure they're black with white dots. There's also a glittery pin. I like this one. You'd think all the metallic would be too much, but at least it's a solid color this time and the shoes are black. Later on, we see him in maroon pajamas with some sort of print and a maroon robe with cream-colored trim. In Officer Rimmer, it's black pants and a black glittery blazer over a red shirt with some kind of print that looks a bit like
What's with his
peacock
eyebrows in
feathers
his episode?
and
They are a
black
little
bow
overdone,
tie.
aren't they?
Also, the glitter on the jacket seems to be forming some kind of pattern. Checks, maybe? And it's being held closed with a red jeweled button. And there's a silver glittery cat pin on the lapel, which looks like the kind of thing I'd wear. Also, the hair is back to normal on
I used
the
to have
top,
some
though it
pins
still
like
has
that.
a really poofy ponytail with no bow. prices this back to a super nice suit, and I love how clean and simple and elegant this one is. It's almost entirely pink, but it's got a black speckly pattern on it which tones down the color, along with some black trim with a black shirt and bow tie. I love how long the jacket is and how this one includes a matching vest. It's just a really nice, classy outfit. Also, the braid and bow are back. Can of Worms starts off with him wearing an outfit that's almost right out of season 10. Teal and gold jacket with a matching teal shirt and tie with even a matching handkerchief. I feel like I should be thinking it's too busy, but I guess it works because there are only 2 colors and the pattern is small, so it blends together a little from a distance, so it's not as overwhelming as some others. I love the outfit he wears later. Black vinyl pants, black satin shirt, black sparkly tie, and this gorgeous rose gold blazer with a paisley pattern.
It is rose gold, isn't it?
Reminds me a little of the last one he wore in season 10. Lots of bling with black to balance it out, even when the black also
Missed
has
my
black.
calling as a catwalk commentator.
Later, his maternity outfit. A pink velour jumpsuit with a stripe of rhinestones on either side of the pants and one on either side of the zipper. Under that is a matching shirt also with rhinestones. I mean, if you have to have Cat in maternity wear, I have to admit that this is what he would pick.
Yeah.
And finally, we get to see
Does
his
suit him.
pajamas again. A red satin, almost Asian-style shirt with blingy frogs holding it closed, under a leopard print robe with black trim. I love how well it suits him. I still wouldn't call this a Cat episode, but the fact that he wears 4 outfits is one of those things that helps with the illusion. I think that might actually be a record for him. And that's just about everything I have to say about how Cat was portrayed in season 11. I was expecting this to be shorter so I could pair it with season 12. Considering Can of Worms, I don't know why I thought that. Next up is season 12, which will pretty much be the finale of this series, at least for now. See you then.
It's just one tea, right? I knew that.
Well, since it's the last Cat episode, I guess we'll watch the opening one more time. All right. Let me get caught up on the chat. Long story short, Google auto-logged me out of my account and I had to use an old 5-year-old account. Ah. I thought your avatar or lack thereof looked a little different. I don't think it's normally purple, but I could be wrong. Cat's like Krillin, he can't shut up when he's scared. Cat needs his own fashion show. That'd be interesting. Cat looks good in a suit. He does indeed. Just got my daughter for the first time in months and she loves Red Dwarf, 10 years old. Wow. Can't remember if I said hi to Noah before. I feel like I did. But I suddenly can't remember. Cat would be a good radio host. Well, when primates evolved color vision, they sacrificed their sense of smell, typical of most mammals. Well, that's kind of funny because Cat still has his sense of smell, so... Do they still use glow sticks at raves? Are raves even still a thing? Let's just hope dogs don't discover tin openers. Their nightmare at eating everything as it is. Yeah. Why did they put glow sticks in the skeleton boobs? Skeletons don't have boobs. What do you call a polar bear at a blizzard? Invisible. So the scary medical droid was helping, although still being scary. That's a theory. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but... Oh, monkeys evolved color vision because their ancestors were nocturnal. I wonder what name he used to sign the consent form. Oh, hi, St. Clinton. I didn't see you before. I assume he just wrote cat. He did say one T. Why am I trying to apply real-world evolution to a species from a comedy series? I mean, I do it. Subwoofer sounds like a dog made it. That reminds me of a really silly meme I saw once. It was like a dog wearing a vest, and it had 2 pockets in it, and in each pocket was a puppy, and and the text said, "I has 2 subwoofers." It was on like iconhascheeseburger.com or whatever. Wants a shout out of saying Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth. I'm not sure why you'd want a shout out of me saying Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth, but there it is. Cat's greatest fear is 1, being uncool, and 2, his friends getting hurt. I don't like being uncool being one of his fears. Of course I do, stupid. Who doesn't have a name? I love that quote. Does your sleeping quarters look like cats? I wish. No, my room's pretty basic. I do have like kind of like crimson red sheets with a zebra print duvet. That's a little bit cat-like, maybe. But yeah, not a whole lot in the way of decoration in there. Hopefully we're going to move soon anyway, so I wouldn't be much point in adding decoration at this point. That birth scene is cringy as hell. Thank you. Do you think Cat ever gets hairballs? Well, I mean, he doesn't have any hair, so... So, of course, the one I miss is the one featuring the Formica scene, which is a huge shame because I burst out laughing at the scene where you compare him to Donkey. Yep, I remember. I thought I remembered you saying that. I'm like, Special Iron's going to be sad that he missed this. I liked your Alien Nation vids, even though I never actually watched it before. George is so endearing. I love George. Matt, too. There's a lot of good characters on that show. Can you review Bright for the next film, Den? No. Why would you want to punish Dina by making her watch Bright? I watched it once. I didn't think it was the worst thing ever, but yeah, it was very, very paint by numbers. And it just made me wish I was watching Alien Nation. Like, Will Smith made it entertaining because Will Smith is Will Smith, but, yeah. There was basically a whole lot of untapped potential in that idea. So that's all I have to say about Bright. I think I said maybe a little bit more when I started my Alien Nation videos, but... Oh yeah, the season's best argument for an episode being set in an alternate universe, Cat wanting to be Dwayne Dibley. Yeah, that was awful. What the heck is with his eyebrows in that episode? Yeah, I don't know. They got a little carried away with his eyebrows there. It's like they put a lot of makeup on them and then smudged them upward. I wouldn't say it looks like Groucho Marx. More like, I don't know, Professor X. I really think you missed, or you're calling as a catwalk commentator. Yeah, I already read that. And yes, I did use the word catwalk, ironically. I figured. I have to make Cat in Sims 4 now. There you go. Dear God, Cat, when you have to double check how your own name is spelled. That's pretty bad even for him. Last night, Massey scared himself in my bedroom mirror. Oh. Hi, Peter. One alternate history thread I've been reading involves a Disney Medusa film with Chris Berry as a villainous Poseidon. In that respect, Rude from Final Fantasy VII Remake is a bit like Cat. His taste in duds is nowhere near as outrageous as Cat's, but he's still a man who knows how to suit. That's awesome. Glow sticks are still very much a thing. Okay. Today, Sophie watched Back to the Future 2 with me. Oh. Whenever my older sister saw a cute little doggo as a kid, she'd always refer to it as a woofer. That is cute. I like that. I usually say doggo or pupper, but yeah, woofer is cute. I might have to steal that. Just leave your cat belt on your bed. It'll look close enough. Good point. I'll just put my cat belt on my nightstand. He does have hair like Rimmer's, just not on his head. Is Bright really that bad and why? Well, I think I already said so. I didn't think it was terrible, just had a lot of untapped potential. It had some really good ideas that they didn't do very much with. Will Smith is better at policing aliens. There you go. If anything, Alien Nation made me think of Alien Nation. Made me think of District 9. Okay. Yeah, District 9 is also kind of similar to Alien Nation, but it did its own thing and didn't feel like a ripoff or anything. Made me think of District 9, unusual dietary tastes, derogatory slang terms, aliens generally being treated as second-class citizens, yeah. Hi, Isaiah. Quick question. Have you seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place miniseries? I have not. I don't think I've heard of it. That reminds me of the time I made British Knuckles using Soul Calibur 6. Welcome back, Flash. Read a tickle. Read a tickle. From the Happy Baby Nanny Agency. Okay, Hershey, thanks for stopping by. I might have caught you before you left that time. Alien Nation makes me think of Alien Nation too. I actually thought you were trying to make a point at first, like it's unique. Like Alien Nation is like Alien Nation, and that's it. Rita Tickle was a character in the Catwoman game that I played on Twitch. You know what? I saved a couple. Here, let's revisit Rita Tickle really quick. It should still be on there. I made some clips. Oh god, this is gonna take a minute. I haven't been on Twitch in a really long time. I forgot how to do anything on here. I guess if I just go to my channel, it should be on there. Highlights and uploads. Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it. Here's Rita Tickle. She's weird looking.
Hello?
Hello. Are you Kate?
I've been sent by the agency.
Oh.
My name is Rita Tickle. May I come in, please?
May I come in, please?
What agency?
The Happy Nanny Babysitters Agency, of course. We bring fun and professionalism into child minding at a discount price. May I come in, please?
Wait, just hang on a second.
I believe we have an appointment. It was confirmed by post. Didn't you get a letter?
A letter?
I said.
This game was definitely not made within the last couple of years, yeah.
I'm sorry. The position has already been taken.
Oh, right. Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you
I'm
sure?
Are you sure? See ya.
Wait. There must have been some kind of mix-up.
No, there wasn't a mix-up. You're just too late. Bye.
I'd better call the office and find out what happened.
Okay, got rid of that. That. Hang on, there's two more. I'm having a lot of fun with this.
It's you. Again.
Hello. Is this flat number 8? My name is Rita Tickle from the Happy Nanny Agency. May I come in, please?
Deja vu? What the fuck?
I've told you already. You're too late.
You have?
You have?
I thought I got the wrong door last time.
It's the right door. I was looking for a nanny, but I'm not anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. You were looking for a nanny. I have 10 years experience and training in child discipline techniques and behavioural psychology. Also, I am known for good personal hygiene.
Why are
strong work
characters so
ethic,
dumb and
I
weird in
only
this
pay one rate
game?
at a time,
It's true.
just to use the restroom.
Wow, that sounds really great. But I'd like you to go away now.
You don't need a nanny.
No. I've decided to give my baby up for adoption.
You're an evil person.
Wow.
You'll go to hell for doing that to your baby.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. I've already been to hell. They don't want me there.
Rather be in hell than to have to talk to that weird lady again. Okay, one more. I hope you guys don't mind this. Kind of going off topic here, but Rita Tickle came up and it
We haven't finished yet.
made me realize I hadn't thought of her in a while.
No, of course not. I'm just scared of darkness, and I still feel sick, you know. Perhaps we can continue some other time.
Weird how many bad things happened while she was
Hi,
having this
Addis.
interview.
I'm getting a new fuse box.
Was that you, Jesse?
Yeah. How are you doing, Pauline?
Well, we need the power back. Can you do something?
Yeah, I can easily fix that. There's an electrical store that's open till late. I'll get some stuff and I'll be back before you know it.
Ah, that's how I'm
It's
gonna
not
get into
just the
his
fuse
place.
box, it's the cable this time.
I'll get a new cable too, don't worry. But in the meantime, go home, find some candles and
Yes,
chill,
there's
yeah?
that one silhouette right there.
Well, it was great seeing you, but we're going to leave now.
Hello.
Who's that?
My name is Rita Tickle.
Who's this crazy bitch?
What the hell is going on here? Do you know this woman, Mrs. Ashworth?
I've never seen her before in all my life.
That was so random.
Hello, my name is
Now,
Rita
she'll think
Tickle.
we are absolutely crazy. I wouldn't worry too much.
Okay. Anyway. Conversely, District 9 makes me think of District 9. I figured Alien Nation, the TV series, versus Alien Nation, the movie. Oh, yeah. I thought of that, too. I loved Rita Tickle. I loved how nothing was going to keep her from that babysitting gig, even when informed that the position had been filled. She just kept coming back. Yeah. You didn't miss very much, Adam. I actually went on a bit of a tangent and played some clips that I had saved from Twitch a while back. I haven't watched District 9 in a long time. I only saw it once. I did like it, though. I've just never got around to watching it again. Dark Place is a horror anthology set in an 80s hospital as an absurd comedy with Richard, I don't know who that is, and the Matt guy from What We Do in the Shadows. Excuse me, I don't know either of those people, but it sounds interesting. Hello. No, not that Catwoman. Did I say the Catwoman? I meant the Cat Lady. I think that was what it was called. I'm so glad home video allowed me to watch Quantum Leap. That show was canceled when I was 4. Wow. It was the first show I watched all the way through. R.A.P. Dean Stockwell. How do you Twitch? Oh, that's me saying, how do you Twitch? I forgot. Pretty much. Hi, Michael. Glad for me to join live right now. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh, that's cool. I'd like to watch that sometime, or play that sometime, I mean. Sorry, I was thinking of something else while I said that. Dear Americans, we love you, but you cannot do our accent. Sign the British. I think some of the people in that game were British, or at least they sounded like they were. I don't know what was the deal with Rita Tickle. I feel like that was an American trying to do an accent. I have the novel from Quantum Leap that's supposed to be the bookend to the show. Haven't read it yet, though. I never really watched Quantum Leap. I've only seen like a handful of episodes. It looks good, though. God almighty, I'd forgotten just how bizarre Rita Tickle was, right? Context? There basically is no context. She just shows up out of nowhere. That's why I was laughing so hard in those videos, because it's a horror game, but then this one crazy lady shows up, and it just got weird for a bit. Well, the whole game is weird, but I mean weird in a comical way. Oh, welcome back, Taijan. I think you've been gone for a bit. I remember this game when it came out. I wanted to design something like this. Yeah, it looks like it'd be a fun game to make. Whoops. Dina reacting to Dina impersonating Rita Tickle. Tickleception. Operation Give Dina Money is a go. I hope so. I could use some. When you're in the gig economy, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yep. Just looked up Rita Tickle. Makes sense. She's from a game called The Cat Lady. Sounds right up Dina's alley. Yep. Yeah, I streamed that on Twitch a few years ago. Unfortunately, Twitch doesn't keep old videos, so it's basically gone now. But I wonder if maybe I saved it on my computer. District Space Nine would be a great Star Trek crossover. If you're all wondering just what the hell we saw, you can blame me. I brought it up. I won't take responsibility, but you can blame me nonetheless. I've heard British people doing that style accent before, but I think it was meant to be a super broad chav accent, kind of like how people outside the South overdo Southern accents in the U.S. It's possible it was a British person just like kind of overdoing it, like you described there. I like to joke that she was voiced by an American, though. You said you typed Dina Stockwell. Some say Rita Tickle is still looking for that babysitting gig. Place your bets which will happen first, Rita getting that babysitting gig or JP Sater landing. Oh my god. Yeah, I really like how the... Oh, you're talking about that show again. I'm kind of skipping over that because I haven't watched it. Hugh Laurie did a bad British accent in House. That sounds funny. I don't recall that, but... I remember there was an episode of House where he dressed up as his character from Blackadder 3 for like a Halloween or a costume party or something. That was great. All right, let's watch the next one. There's this and there's one more video, and I'm going to end early after that. Whenever you're around, girl.
Now that I'm done talking about Can of Worms forever, let's see how season 12 handles Cat.
I'll never be done talking about Can of Worms.
The most depraved, brutal, and
Just how I'll never be done talking about Pyramid Head.
Not all bad then.
Much as I'd like
Third
to be.
starts off with them playing poker. Cat's dealing and he wants to win, so he just doesn't give them any cards.
What kind of game is that? A good game. A game I'm gonna win.
Granted, subtlety has never been his strong point. So Lister shows him the proper way to deal cards so everyone actually has a chance of winning.
How many cars you want to change?
None, are you crazy?
And now Cat needs to learn about having a poker face, which is going to come up again later. So he deals the cards again and...
How many cars you want to change?
5.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be getting it. Oh.
Hitler? I thought he died playing golf.
He was in Berlin, you goit, in a bunker.
I'll admit I didn't originally get this joke. I don't know that much about golf. I know what a sand trap is, but I'd never heard it called a bunker. I mean bunker.
He poisoned his partner.
Bunker, I mean bunker.
Golf can do that to you.
Cat is
Yes, I hear the word bunker, I immediately think of Archie Bunker. That's just how my brain works.
dumb, etc.
So they can just flick it back on like a light switch, as easy as that.
Light switches can be tricky. I don't always get them first time.
Speaking of...
I'm Vlad, the Impaler.
Ah, are you on your own, or is there a Mrs. the Impaler?
I know I mentioned this when I covered the episode, but I really do love this little exchange. Vlad is like, heh, good one, because he thinks Kat is joking. But no, he really thinks that Vlad's last name is the Impaler, and that his wife would have that name too. Confirmed by Lister shaking his head. Hi! Later, Kat meets what is supposed to be a cured clone of Messalina. And there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it, lady. I know all about your murderous, poisoning, nympho-seducing ways, so let me tell you right now, this is off limits.
It seems weird that Kat would deny sex with a woman. I guess it could be that he actually learned something from Can of Worms, or going all the way back to season 2, maybe he's thinking he'll reject her a few times first and make her beg for it. So, okay. But she's not into him.
In me?
Not in the slightest.
We are talking about me, right?
You're just, not my type.
Flad T and
Your
Taylor.
type. Every type's your type. Your type's every type. How am I not your type?
And I'm not a fan of him taking that to heart. I feel like he should be in denial and thinking that she's playing hard to get or something. Again, this kind of goes back to that early scene in Can of Worms where he's worried about being uncool.
They were right. You are crazy.
That is not a thing that should happen with Kat. And sadly, it's not the last time it's going to happen in season 12.
What about Hitler and the others? You're gonna bring them?
I think we're pretty much covered in the fascist dictator department.
Now that's a dig at Rimmer. Later, Kat's about to drown. I like to think that that was supposed to be his fate because cats hate water.
Not my clothes! They're dry clean only!
But he's more worried about his clothes. Remember how I said that Kat seemed to hate Rimmer even more than usual in season 11?
I think they put him in the waste disposal.
Ow! I was starting to think this whole damn day couldn't get any worse. And then you get a boost like this.
It's definitely carried over into season 12.
But if it was you in there, how would you feel if you were Rimmer?
Ugly.
Of course, this is leading into a pretty amazing cat scene.
There is indeed a psychopath among us.
I knew it! Which one of them is it?
It's you, sir.
Vain, superficial, self-centered, self-obsessed, unaware of others' feelings, narcissistic, and egotistical? I can't believe they haven't mentioned handsome.
Yes, Kat is those things, but he's not totally above caring about his fellow crew members, though maybe not so much in these last 2 seasons. Also, he's not human, so why is he being judged by human standards all of a sudden? Then again, it's not over.
You have no loyalty to them. A cat has no fidelity to anyone but himself. Join me.
Anyone who thinks that has never seen how often Tara slow blinks at me.
Aww.
No one's changing
I forgot I put a
sides
little
here.
clip of Tara there.
I'll give you anything that you want.
Sounds good.
So we're led to believe that Kat might actually be fickle enough to switch sides.
Why be on his side? Be on ours.
Okay.
It goes back and forth with this for a while, and it's pretty silly and cute.
I'll give you anything your heart desires, plus a special secret surprise.
I love secret surprises.
But when Professor Telford is about to actually kill them...
No, wait. I'm with you. I'll get to do it.
Can I trust you?
I'm a psychopath, ain't I? You and me both.
And that made the whole thing worth it. Apparently the machine was wrong somehow. Maybe it misread Kat because he's not human, and Kat was actually messing with him all that time. God damn, that's amazing. We haven't seen Kat do anything badass in ages.
Was that for a pokey face, huh?
It's poker face.
I only have to know how to do it, not say it.
Like I said, this episode is almost a Kat episode in disguise. It's definitely more of one than Can of Worms.
Must be employing some kind of cloaking device. Simply coat the hull in radar-absorbing paint so you can't see or hear it.
I wonder if they got any left over. There's a guy I'd like to slap a couple of coats on.
Siliconia starts off with Crichton ironing one of Kat's shirts. I guess it makes sense that once Crichton came along, Kat would stop doing his own laundry.
My ass is freezing here. I got 6 nipples you can hang mugs on.
Also, there's that TMI again.
Thinking is for the privileged few.
That's why I never go near the stuff.
Kat is dumb. And once again, Kat's cool factor is right out the window. I guess it'd be pretty hard to make this episode without doing that, though. This is also another episode where nothing about Kat really stands out except that he's a mechanoid with canines for some reason. So for the purpose of talking about Kat, there isn't much to say about this episode. Except for this Kat is dumb gag, which is pretty cute.
Well, where's the rest of it?
That's your lot. Why cart around a suitcase when all you need is hand luggage?
Anyway, I'm skipping over most of this one, though I do like where he loses his mind and talks like Crichton. First it's silly,
Why do they keep you down here slaving away when you're the same as them?
and then it gets creepy as hell.
Join us, or die.
If you're hanging around here when that storm's brewing, you're gonna get wiped. I'm begging you. Stay.
Oh crap, now we're back to Time Wave. Well, at least none of the problematic stuff in that one directly involves Kat, so we could rip this Band-Aid off pretty quick. As usual, there are some good jabs at Rimmer.
Sounds like a free ride out of here. Show me where to stand.
Sir, whoever is hit is likely to be swept into an uninhabitable part of deep space.
Quick, show him where to stand.
Jettison some unnecessary cargo?
Go stand in the airlock and leave the rest to me.
A world where no one is blamed or rebuked, and no one gets mocked or ridiculed.
That's what they say, but they'll never hold out after they meet you.
And even Lister gets a pretty good one this time.
If I'd have got upset with every bit of criticism I ever got, where do you think I'd be now?
Not single, not podgy, and probably not doomed to roam deep space with a terrible haircut.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
I love how Kat is the only one who manages to look graceful doing that. Honestly, the best part of this episode is Kat telling off Crit Cop, which I already mentioned in the main video, but what the hell, I never get tired of it.
Yep.
Hey, Lieutenant Asshole.
Lieutenant Asshole.
If you don't move your dumbass spaceship, we're gonna be flatter than your wife's droopy ass titties.
Damn, that's amazing. Almost makes up for the rest of the episode.
Who was it who said you can't help getting older, but you can help getting old?
I bet it was a dead guy.
Mechocracy starts off with another example of Kat not being able to keep his mouth shut.
And we were kind of playing renegade monks.
Although we were totally concentrating on this too.
At the same time as trying to get through the cavern of dark crystals,
We were totally 100% focused on the problem in hand.
but then we found renegade monks.
Maybe then you'd stop drinking and getting fatter.
Hey, that's not fair. He's not getting fatter. He's always been this fat.
Such a big help as always.
Just essential equipment. That's
He's not
all
getting
we take.
fatter. He's always been this fat.
Just the bare essentials.
So when they're getting ready to evacuate the ship, Lister has a box with a former crewmate's stuff in it, including reading glasses and...
Hey, I can see the small writing again.
Apparently, Kat's been needing glasses for a while. Some people have tried to link this to the scene in Samsara where Kat reveals that he can't see in the dark. I don't think there's a connection there. There was no indication that he ever had the ability and lost it.
Who divulged that they can't see in the dark?
Who evolved so you can't swing from trees? You'd never be late for anything.
Anyway,
Wait till the others hear about this.
great, Kat is self-conscious again.
I've got to do the right thing here. Keep it secret for now, then blackmail you later when I need something.
Thanks, bud.
It does lead to Rimmer blackmailing him, which is kind of funny.
Hey, water slide nostrils.
Water slide nostrils.
That's a new
What makes
one.
you think I'm gonna go with you on this, huh?
Especially how Rimmer tries to hint around about it,
I raise my glasses to you.
which takes forever for Kat to pick up on.
4 eyes and jolly good fella. I'm not going to lead you down a blind alley and make a spectacle of you, because I know you'll see my point of view.
Oh, maybe I will work with you. Working with him will be, cool.
It almost physically hurt him to say that.
And when he does, I'll get a big chunk of that victory pie.
No, you won't.
Even Rimmer doesn't buy that one.
Do a massive smear campaign on Crichton.
I'll go slip into my smear gear.
I'm disappointed that Kat didn't actually change his outfit after saying that. It'd be totally in character. Maybe he was referring to that pink golf cart.
To cut a long story short, I've been reading books.
Anyway, Kat finally comes clean to Lister regarding his need for glasses. Honestly, thinking that wearing glasses makes you some kind of pariah is pretty old school. You'd think he'd consider it just one more accessory he could play around with. Then again, I guess they'd obscure his pretty face a little. But yeah, he's actually conflicted because
I love Alex
now that
Cabot's
he's been reading,
glasses.
he's been learning more, and he has to choose between that and being pretty. So
Well, growing as a person and becoming smarter.
yeah. But then the episode ends on him getting back at Rimmer big time.
I sealed him in till Monday.
On his own?
Of course not. What am I? A monster?
Would you like some toast? Would you like some toast? Would you like some toast?
Talk about a fate worse than death.
You want to play chess? But we're missing half the pieces. And even the pieces we got aren't all there.
Oh, thank you, Taijian. Pizza's on me.
Hammer his legs.
Kat's first scene in M Corp involves him not noticing while Lister is possibly having a heart attack. It's cute, but Kat was supposed to have grown since Confidence and Paranoia, so I'm not thrilled about seeing him acting almost the same way that he did in that scene. On the other hand, Kat unplugged a computer while updates were being installed so he could plug in his curling iron.
And this dude had to make a choice between his hair and the updates. And he chose his hair.
Which will always be in character.
Maybe.
Anyway, this is
I
the
love
point
that.
where Lister is no longer able to see non-M Corp products, and you can tell that Kat is having a ball with the fact that he knows something that Lister doesn't, and can't wait for him to realize it.
Well, if I'm not holding a can of beer, no beer will come out when I shake it and pull the ring pull, right?
Right.
Okay.
Later, Lister can't see any of the crew, but he figures out where Cat is.
You stealing my food? Get the hell out of here! I didn't mean that. You can have the food, just come back. Cat?
Oh, he misses Cat.
By then, MCOR had introduced a law to tax thinking.
A think tax?
You'd have got a rebate every year.
Cat is dumb yet again. But this is one of those episodes where Cat is especially mean to Rimmer,
Oh,
so
this.
he had it coming.
The dude snuck into your bedroom because he thought you were your mama.
Now, if you don't mind, can I get on?
Is that what he said?
The questions are supposed to be obscure, so it's hard for anyone to break in and get inside.
Unlike your kissing lips.
You've missed the last month.
I did? What happened?
I beat you a poker this morning and you agreed to be my slave for the day. The rest, he'll fill you in.
Finally, Cat makes a Lister his dumb gag.
That whole wealth of wisdom and knowledge and experience will go down the flusher.
Don't worry, bud. Give us a few minutes. We'll fill you in.
That
So
emoji
somewhere there's
glitch
a
is still
universe
there?
where you get to the point.
And a universe where double denim with Crocs is cool?
We're
Sure
already
what
up
you
to
mean.
Skipper. This is shaping up to be a short video.
Oh, just cooking. Is that a crime?
Cat cooks now? That seems a little out of character.
You always get distracted by your reflection in the spatula.
I can look at myself in the mirror without getting distracted.
It occurs to me that I don't give Danny John Jules enough credit for his body language. Like, look at this. He plays Cat like he's a cartoon character.
Where am I? What's happening?
Speaking of out of character, Cat ends up doing a lot of stuff for Lister.
Hey, I'm a cat.
Oh, thanks again, Taijan.
Look at 2 sugars, right? I just made that? When did I just make that? Why did I just make that?
Though in this case, it's because when faced with a choice, whatever choice they don't make ends up happening.
I ain't getting you no biscuits. Biscuits?
Make my breakfast.
I ain't making you breakfast.
It's a really cute bit, especially because Cat is always slow on the uptake, so he keeps making that mistake over and over.
Tidy my bunk.
I ain't tidying your bunk.
Oh,
I get it now.
polish my boots.
Oh, I ain't not gonna not polish your boots.
Well, he tried.
Damn it.
You miscounted your eights and knots.
Then there's the choice between the stairs and the elevator. Really, this episode is just a string of Cat dumb gags.
Suggest we don't stay here and we don't discuss the peculiar events taking place.
Are you guys nuts? We gotta stay here and figure out what the hell's happening. Do this. Who knows? Maybe there's another universe out there where he isn't such a giant loser.
That is until Rimmer starts skipping to different realities and, well...
Will you be joining myself,
Oh, here we
Mr.
go.
Lister, and Mr. Rat for dinner?
Mr. Rat.
We get another alternate version of the cat race. Way back in season 2, we had Dog, which was the same concept as Cat, only a dog.
When's the last time you take a bath?
If you're gonna say that word in front of me, please spell it.
We get something a little different this time.
He's so funny looking.
By the way, I've read that was Danny John Jules in that costume.
Yo, Craddy! Where am I dinner at?
Where my
Seems to be
dinner at?
having even more fun than usual, if that's possible. So yeah, this is a very different take on the idea from Cat and Dog. I guess one theory is that rodents are fairly
Aw,
human-like
they're so
already.
cute.
I mean, look at those little hands. Not to mention that they're natural scavengers, so they just didn't need to evolve as much to survive.
So for anyone who didn't know, I used to have pet rats like ages ago when I was in high school. I still think they're adorable, but the only reason I don't get them anymore is because they don't live long enough, and it's, yeah. I love them, though. I think they're adorable.
Honestly, though, I think it's just rule of funny. I mean, when Crichton said Mr. Rat, this probably isn't what you were expecting. Another difference is that the ship is crawling with them because none of them left.
Bivouac down on G deck.
Yeah, and A deck.
And B deck?
And C deck.
Any damn deck we want.
Which is a very rat-like thing to do if you think about it.
Sometimes they even sleep with me.
He's so warm
and snuggly.
Oh, I want a giant rat to snuggle with. Someday, somehow, I'm going to own a capybara.
Probably
also, I just
not.
noticed Crichton's
I would
reaction
love to,
that.
though.
Yes, this is totally normal, sirs.
Would you like some cheese sauce on your cheese, sir?
Hell yeah.
Well, thanks for the invite, but I think I'll skip dinner.
And I love how Rimmer was liking this universe a lot. This version of Lister is a lot more like him, for example, until Rat came along and just ruined everything. So that's Cat and Rat from season 12. While season 12 wasn't that great overall, there were some amazing Cat moments in it. Like his badass moment in Cured, he's easily the best thing in Time Wave, granted that's not saying much, and he's got some great bits in Mechocracy and Skipper. He's also kind of leveled up his hatred of Rimmer and says some really hilariously brutal things to and about him. So yeah, say what you want about season 12, but it's not a bad season for Cat at all, even if he has a couple moments where he worries about being uncool, which I'm not a fan of. Appearance-wise, he looks about the same as in season 11. Makes sense, since both of those seasons were filmed together. Makeup is fairly minimal. The hairstyle is still the same, only now it's consistently the braid and bow, and they don't change it up at all. In Cured, he's wearing an outfit I love. A blazer with a leopard print pattern that's covered in clear sequins so that you only see them when the light hits them. That's pretty cool. It's also got dark brown satin lapels and matching side panels and pocket flaps. It's paired with a shirt and bow tie that I think are purple, but it's such a dark color it's hard to tell. And shiny dark pants that I think also match the brown on the jacket. In Siliconia, he's wearing this gorgeous outfit that's got black satin pants, frilly shirt and tie, paired with a red sequin jacket with black velvet cuffs and lapels. There's also some bling on the tie. In Time Wave, it's a suit that's completely a glittery pinkish red with dark red lapels with black buttons and even a matching vest over a black shirt and sequin tie. I feel like it should be overkill, but somehow isn't, maybe because it's a solid color. Mechocracy actually has him wearing something similar. A pink double-breasted
Any of
suit
Cat's
with
outfits
some
I
kind of
didn't like
metallic
this
pink
season?
design over a hot pink shirt and
I don't
tie,
think so.
again with bling. There's also silver buttons on the jacket, and he's wearing matching silver shoes. Wow, I really don't know how this one isn't overkill, but for some reason I have no complaints. To be fair though, those glasses wouldn't be flattering on anyone's face. That said, I do love how his outfit matches that part. In M-Corp, he appears to be wearing the same black pants and tie, though with a different brooch, as he did in Siliconia, only the shirt isn't as frilly and the jacket is this metallic gold with black lapels. It's simple but cool. Man, that jacket is shiny. And
It's
finally
kind of
in Skipper,
iridescent.
he's wearing a purple sequin suit with a shirt and tie from Siliconia, though it could be the shirt from M-Corp again. The lapels and tie cover a lot of it. Either way, god damn it's sparkly. I don't know how he gets away with some of the outfits this season, but he does somehow. Also, you gotta love that pink apron with the roses on it, which I just noticed is the same apron that Crichton is wearing at the beginning of Cured, except that on Crichton's, the rose in the middle is upside down for some reason. Not sure what happened there. It looks better on Cat anyway. As for Rat, I thought this was that old fur coat left over from Marooned Epideme and Back to Earth, and it just fit differently over the rat costume, but it's actually not. However, I am pretty sure that that pendant is the chain belt from Justice. And that's about all I have to say about how Cat was handled in Season 12. Since this is the last one of these videos for a while, and it's running kind of short, I wanted to show some high-res
Oh yeah, I almost
images of
forgot about
various
this bit.
Cat costumes I came across on Twitter recently-ish from the Red Dwarf Zone account. It was interesting to notice some details I'd
I wonder
previously
if that
missed.
account's been abandoned. I haven't seen them post anything in a long time. Oh yeah, I forgot I have my little Egyptian cat plushie back there.
Here's the plaid suit from the beginning of The Last Day. Not much to say, except it's just interesting being able to see all those tiny little lines and squares more clearly. Also, that black trim looks like velvet. Here's the jacket from the end of The Last Day and White Hole. I could never make out the print before, but now I'd say it looks like snow leopard. And now we have the cute little black number with peach trim
and gold spangles.
And speaking of which, look at all those tiny details. Here's the first outfit from Polymorph. That's an interesting print that somehow combines leopard with alligator. Weird how the pants have cuffs. I don't think you could see that in the episode. I wonder if this was supposed to be pajamas or some kind of loungewear. The black and gold outfit from the end of Back to Reality. Those black accents on the jacket are also going across the black shirt. Don't think I noticed that before.
Oh yeah, that definitely doesn't show up on the
Here's a purple
episode.
outfit from Justice. Notice the snakeskin print on the pants. This is a great example of an outfit that has detailing on it that was never going to be visible on camera. The orange jacket from Beyond a Joke, where the black pocket flaps and lapels, where teeny tiny strips of black vinyl were woven together. That's nuts. One of my favorite jackets from Season 7, the red satin and velvet jacket. Neat seeing all that detail with the threads hanging out from the lapel, where there was originally a pin makes me sad. Here's the zebra print jacket from Duck Soup. That is not the shirt he wore with it, though. And some of those stripes have seen better days. I kind of wonder now if those were hand painted on. It kind of looks like it here. In case you wanted a close-up of his belt from Sirens, here you go. And that's it. I wish I had these images back when I was talking about these outfits originally, but oh well,
Brandon.
better late than never. So, now we've reached the end of an era. This may end up being the last cat video I do. I know there's a Red Dwarf special being made at the time I'm making this video, but a special I can probably cover in one video, and from what I gather, it might actually be a cat-centric story. I don't know, we'll see. They promised something similar with Can of Worms, and we saw how that turned out. Anyway, I'm trying to remain as unspoiled as possible, so as much as you might be dying to, please don't share any information with me about the special. I actually hate how the studio releases all these spoilery images before the show airs. For example, I got spoiled on Holly's surprise cameo in Skipper because I went to a Red Dwarf fan site while doing research. But anyway, Cat is awesome. I hope I've helped you gain some appreciation for this character, if you didn't have it already. If you did, I hope you had fun fangirling or fanboying over him with me. I really do think he's gone through some interesting changes throughout the series, even if he ended up kind of stagnating towards the end. At times, he's a little more nuanced than you might think, and even when he's not, I've said it before, but I kind of admire his ability to give no fucks. How nice would it be to live a carefree life like this? Yeah, in a weird way, I do kind of identify with Cat a little bit, even if in a vicarious way. Hell, I have cosplayed as him, and he is 100% of the reason I started wearing leopard print.
Yep.
So let me end on a fun little birthday.
I used to think leopard print was tacky until I got into Cat, and then I realized he can pull it off, so...
Card I got from my mom years ago. And I saved it partly because it's cute and blingy, but also the message kind of reminds me of Cat. I'm beautiful, I'm superior, and the entire world revolves around me. Get in touch with your inner Cat, and have a great birthday. In some ways, I kind of like the message. Obviously, no one should be thinking they're superior to anyone else, but I do like the idea of getting in touch with your inner Cat. Like, be beautiful, be playful and silly, be loving, but don't forget self-care. And that's it for now. See you next
I'm gonna
time.
get in touch with my inner Cat later. I'll let this play since it's the very last one. It's not that long anyway. Digestive system, baby. Shaking.
Something else coming through now. Must be an apology for forgetting to mention handsome.
So that's Cat and Rat from season 12. Wow.
All right, let me get caught up on the chat and then we'll watch one more video. I don't know what it is about British actors doing American accents, but they always seem to drop their voices way deeper. I never noticed that. Vital Rita tickle information absorbed. Whenever I've tried to do an American accent for a play, my voice tends to go up a notch. That's interesting. 5. The funny thing is that Kat has played poker before on at least 2 occasions. True, one of those was a deleted scene, but still. I remember the deleted scene. I don't know if I remember the other one. Now I want to see a costume mashup of Rita Tickle and Repulsa. Literally nobody would get that joke. Reference, rather. Daniel Craig doesn't count because I don't know what the hell accent he's doing. Oh, Knives Out. I've never watched that. Cute widow, slow blinking teeny tawa. I like sneaking in little videos of my cats when I'm trying to make a point about Cat. How's that for a pokey face? God, please don't make me think of Cat the Mugrat. When you ever hear the word cat, drink. that'd be a very bad idea. Water Slide Nostrils is pretty good, although Grand Canyon Nostrils is funnier. Yeah. Trans Am Wheel Arch Nostrils and Grand Canyon Nostrils are my favorite. Man, it's really weird that people thought glasses were bad. Yeah. I just think of them as like a fashion accessory. You'd think Cat could think of them that way too. Save Dina's little fummies. I forgot I had that on there. Yeah, save my little fummies. I don't even want to think about how far behind I am on rent right now. This isn't the Rimmer experience. This is the Talkie Toaster experience. Oh, God. If I write something with an emoji I type in, it makes what I wrote go away. That's weird. This is the first time hearing of this. Where am I? What's happened? It reminds me of where am I? What year is it? Is it it's the Rock president? One of those episodes where you wish someone would gag Cat, but not really. Oh, you had pet mice before, Moonbeam? I don't know if I would want a pet mouse. They're a little too small. I'd be worried about losing them or hurting them on accident or something. The Mr. Rat costume is fantastic quality for a one-off. It really is. It looks really good. I used to visit my local pet shop to look at all the rodents, and the way the rats snuggle up together when sleeping is adorable. Oh yeah, when I was a kid, I used to like to go there, and sometimes, you know, they would actually let you take a rat out of the cage and hold it. He's so warm and snuggly. I love that line because the way he says makes it sound like he's being suggestive, but he's just saying, he's just talking about how cuddly he is. Would you like cheese sauce on your cheese, sir? Hell yeah! The rat costume sort of makes me think of the Mouse Knights costume series. The Mouse Knights comic series from years back. Oh. Terran Soul might try to eat a rodent. What if we learned one of us was dead? Who could handle that? We all could if it was you. That's a great line. Operation Give Dina Money is successful. I think I sent $20. Pizza's on me twice. Thanks again, Taijian. I appreciate it. You think Mr. Rat could fly a starbug? Good question. I imagine he'd have all, like, rat qualities in the same way Cat has cat qualities. So, like, I guess rats are pretty smart. So, yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't be able to fly a starbug. Keeping the better-than-life tax man at bay. I did notice the makeup feature like Michael Dorn in Picard this year. It was almost subtle, if that's possible. I love the idea that Cat had a specific outfit he calls his smear gear. Yeah. That's why I was disappointed that he didn't change into something else. I had to play Dwarf in a play, and I used a custom-cut mask as the forehead and a wig for the hair. Already have the goatee. That's interesting. How's the spicy food? Good. For anyone who doesn't know, I don't know, I always get the same people every week, so you all probably know, but Lee can't really handle chili, so whenever he's out of town for a while, I have chili every day, and I make it into burritos. They are so good. I pan fry them so the tortilla gets all crispy. Is it the same outfit or entirely different? Black number with peach trim and gold spangles. Oops. Refreshed on me. Gold, black, spangle, sequin, shirt, pants, gorgeous, beautiful, sparkly, bounces out, overkill, pulls it off. Did I get all the outfit descriptions? Possibly. Only so many words you can use to describe fashion, I think. Promised Land cat video overdue? There's no need to do a cat video for that. I said everything I needed to say about cat in the main one. And I really want to see a cat version of Spider-Man in Spider-Verse. Or Black Cat doing Spider-Man. Okay. The reaction video on the reaction video on my reaction video to the next big Red Dwarf film 10 will be great. I definitely appreciated Cat already, but it's been interesting and fun to see him through your eyes. I'm glad to hear that. If Cat does it, Dina does it. I'm gonna get in touch with my inner cat later. Yeah, dog, these people love me and feed me, they must be gods. Cat, these people love me and feed me, I must be a god. I've heard that before. Fish, these hands have food, water. Welcome to the Rita's Ticklist action on YouTube. What did Cat do in Ticket to Ride? Oh, the poker. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, Ticket to Ride when Lee Harvey Oswald walks in on them. Yeah. Rita Retickle. I don't remember who Daniel Craig is. It sounds familiar. I feel like I should know. I think when I first read it out loud, I was thinking Craig Charles, and I'm like, no, wait, he's talking about somebody else. They talked about playing poker a couple times as though it was a regular thing. Yeah. Depends on how drunk they were or how much curry listers had. Oh, yep, that was the last Cat video. I always loved Captain Sadness as well. Yeah, that's a good one. Sums up Rimmer pretty well. I haven't noticed Brits deepening their voice when doing an American accent being a thing. Yeah, it happens, but then you get their voices going higher, like with Danny. That's true, yeah. The talkie toaster experience when you go through the doors, do they? Howdy doodly doo. Helena Bonham Carter did a convincing accent in Fight Club. Was actually surprised to hear she was English when I watched the movie with her commentary. I think Sam Neill does a really good American accent. I didn't know he was from New Zealand until, well, I think the first thing I saw him in was Jurassic Park, where he had an American accent, and I think I didn't know he was New Zealand until later on. The most famous bad British accent, of course, was Dick Van Dyke. Yeah. But I love his performance all the same. He said he was having too much fun singing and dancing to really notice, and it shows. Haven't been able to denate lately. It's okay. Yeah, I know how it is. Remember even when the rats have to listen to Lister. Yes, Mr. Lister, squeak, squeak, squeak. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. When Dick Van Dyke did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, he only agreed to do the role if he didn't have to do a British accent because of that. Which is why his character sounds American despite being British. That's too funny. I want one of those burritos now. Your description of them frying sounds just lip smacking good. Yeah, I actually I make the chili myself, but I also buy a can of refried beans, and I'll put like a layer of refried beans and then a layer of cheese and then a layer of chili and then another layer of cheese, and then I wrap it up and I pan fry it. It's really good. And I dip it in sour cream. I love Dick Van Dyke's performance regardless of his accent, and to be honest, I never thought it was that bad or distracting. Even now I don't think about it because it never bothered me. Yeah. I saw an episode of Golden Girls he was on recently. I mean, I saw it recently. It wasn't a recent episode. Daniel Craig is the most recent James Bond actor. I knew I had heard the name, but I wasn't sure if I had seen him in anything, which, yeah. I have not seen any James Bond movies. Maybe I should do something about that. He should be cast in a Red Dwarf reboot since he has two first names. That's a good point. Craig Charles Chris Berry. Oh my god, a Rita Tickle and Repulsa buddy cop film. Jesus. I love how when Crichton describes Lister yumming up his curried pizza, you can see Holly smiling and nodding in the background. I don't think I caught that last time I watched it. I used to think that Craig Ferguson was American as well until I saw him in a British show and heard his Scottish accent. Yeah, I did not recognize him. The only other thing I've seen him in other than his talk show a little bit was he used to be in the Drew Carey show, and I did not recognize him from that because he, I didn't recognize him with the tan and doing an American accent. Plus, I hadn't seen him in a really long time. Drew Carey show isn't one of those shows that really gets shown a lot on TV, so I haven't seen it in ages. Rita Moreno would play the really ticked off police captain. Then there's the story of how some people in Lord of the Rings thought that Brad Dourif was British because he stayed in character until he finished. That's funny. Rita Rudner as a shoe shiner informant. Hill thought his American accent was fake and he was setting it up. Not horror fans, apparently. How do you not know Brad Dourif is the voice of Chucky? I guess he could still theoretically be British and doing an American accent for that, but that'd be kind of strange. To play nothing but American characters. Well, if you were British. If you ever watch Mary Poppins Returns for any reason, watch it for Dick Van Dyke's character scene at the end. It's the very definition of heartwarming. I've heard about that. I haven't seen that yet, but I I probably should. I've heard mostly good things, I think. Also unable to donate this week. Having been ghosted by 2 clients lately, I have to be tough on my accounting book. Yeah, I know how that is. Oh yeah, you're right. There's the John and Danny John Jules. I forgot about that one. I was thinking of Jules. I'm like, that's not really a name. First name, I mean. It's not a name. Hi, Cinematic Sith. Dina and fam. Dick Van Dyke was the only good thing. Oops, well. Lister and Rimmer is good cop, bad cop. Probably need Crichton as a mediator. Dick Van Dyke's voice has gotten only better with age. It's like it gets smoother and richer every year. That's interesting. The 4 main cast members had 7 first names between them. That's so funny. Dick Van Dyke seems immortal when you think about it. Drew Carey's a great show. I remember I really liked it back in the day, but I haven't really seen it since too much. What do you think of my little vid I posted? Which one? To be fair, he's not on screen doing Chucky. Yeah, but I would think people would have heard of Brad Dourif if they're horror fans. They're only I mean, seeing him, it's just about his voice is what I'm trying to say. Bah, doesn't want to come out right. Okay, Sticks, thanks for stopping by. All the Red Dwarf 4 main characters have first names, surnames. Barry, Charles, John Jules. Llewellyn is even a first name. Okay, I'd never heard Llewellyn as a first name. That's interesting. Seems like the painting's been going good too, Dina. That black, white, and red one was cool. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I did another one last night that I really like. I just gotta, it's still wet, so I gotta, hopefully it'll be dry enough to spray tomorrow. The Drew Carey has such a successful cast. Krista with Scrubs for one, the one guy who did Batman's voice from The Brave and the Bold. Oh, yeah, I know who you mean. I suddenly can't think of his name, but yeah, he turned out to be a really good voice actor. The recent one. I mean, you're going to have to be more specific. I don't think I saw it. I don't really remember what everyone posts in the Discord server. Dietrich Bader, thank you. Who's also playing, again, Batman on Harley Quinn. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Dietrich Bader was the voice of Zeta in the Zeta Project, which is a show nobody remembers, but it was a spin-off of Batman Beyond. I always really liked it, even though it didn't do very well. My dad is a James Bond fan, yet he only knows the names of the Bond and villain actors. Llewellyn is Louis's real name in DuckTales. That's funny. Brad Dourif gave a wonderful performance in the third Myst game as well. Oh my god, I didn't remember he was in that. You fear him, but you also learn to pity him as well. He was also one of the things that made Alien Resurrection really fun, in my opinion. Bader is low-key a great Batman, second to the sadly late Kevin Conroy, of course. Yeah, I haven't heard his version of Batman, but I can believe it. The little YouTube video I made of what I and my swim team did today. No, I didn't get a chance to watch that yet. If you get the good ending, he leaves you in peace and goes back to his own people who he had thought destroyed, who he hadn't seen in 20 years. It makes me tear up every time I see it. Aw. I haven't watched the Harley Quinn series. When we lost Conroy, we lost Mark Hamill's Joker for good. Yeah. Yeah, Ron Perlman's another thing that makes Alien Resurrection really fun. My dad has an unpopular opinion. He doesn't like edgy modern Batman and prefers the cheesy Batman from the 80s show. I think you mean 60s show, but yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there are a handful of older people who still think that. I remember Brad Dourif was in an episode of Star Trek Voyager. Oh, I think I've seen that, or part of it. It was a murder mystery. Like, how mysterious is your murder mystery episode going to be when you cast Brad frickin' Dourif? I think he was actually on an episode of Law & Order SVU also, where he turned... Did he turn out to be the... I don't think he did, actually. I don't think he turned out to be the bad guy in that. Mark Hamill's voiced a clown villain in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. That's cool. All right, let's watch this final video. I want to be going over later than I wanted, but what else is new? Actually, let me go and get some water really quick. I'll be right back. Throat's getting sore. God damn it, well, I was caught up. Oh yeah, Body Parts, I remember that. I watched that because of him. I watched that literally just because he was in it. Hi, Cinematic Sith. I don't think I saw you before. Maybe I'm wrong. Bob Show? No, I don't know who that is. Adam West scene where he has to talk to himself on the phone to fool Commissioner Gordon was fantastic. That sounds funny. You know, you can't shut us up yet. Tell me about it. Excuse me. Demonstrates that Adam West's Batman voice is subtly different from his Bruce Wayne voice. I never noticed. Hope to start my own review show soon on my channel. I have a bunch of scripts done or near completion. Cool. Good luck with it. Oh, I did. Okay. Sometimes I forget who I've said hi to and who I haven't. Sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb. All right, let's go. Give people the old British knuckles.
Is the human value you call friendship? Don't give me the
Star Trek crap. It's too early in the morning.
Sorry, that never gets old. Consider that clip the theme song of any Star Trek related video I do in this series. So yeah, time to compare Red Dwarf's Gunmen of the Apocalypse to Star Trek The Next Generation's A Fistful of Datas. Once again, the point here is not to accuse either show of ripping off the other. This is just for fun. Like I said when I compared
Love Worf in
Clues to
this.
Thanks for the Memory, Two different shows that take place on a giant ship where space exploration is involved are bound to have other things in common. And once again, since I've basically talked about Gunmen twice, I'll be focusing more on Fistful. In all likelihood, I probably won't be doing a series of vlogs on any Star Trek shows, so this is really the only time I'll ever get to talk about it.
Captain's log, stardate 46271.5.
This is actually another episode that starts with the crew having free time. It doesn't have anything to do with the main plot, but there's a really cute bit in the beginning where Picard is trying to play his flute, and he gets interrupted about every 5 seconds.
Computer, pause playback. Come. Computer, pause recording. Come.
Hi, so.
Computer, pause recording. Yes.
Picard getting pissed off is just so funny. He's just so proper and dignified 90% of the time that anytime he deviates from that, it's always unexpected and hilarious. Anyway, one of those interruptions was Geordi and Data asking permission to do an experiment where they try to use Data's processing abilities to run critical systems in case of main computer failure.
In theory, my neural network should be able to sustain key systems until primary control is restored.
Another one is Worf trying to create more work to do.
I simply wish to use the extra time.
Enjoy yourself. You have the free time. Use it.
What did he say?
The captain saw fit to release me from my duties.
Nah, he was trying to avoid spending time with his kid.
Saddle up, Father.
Oh god, this is gonna be cute, isn't it?
Yep.
Right away, you can probably see why I wanted to compare this episode to Gunmen. The main plot takes place on the holodeck in a spaghetti western style adventure. Red Dwarf's version was basically a virtual reality game, but narratively it functions the same as the holodeck, even though that's more like augmented reality. We even have one of the characters being the town sheriff.
Why is he a sheriff in some old western?
19th century Earth, the ancient West.
I like how instead of the Old West, it's now the Ancient West.
So, we are in law enforcement.
Right.
Worf is like, okay, I think maybe I can work with this.
You wrote this holodeck program yourself.
Well, Mr. Barkley helped a little.
Poor Barkley is never going to live down his holodeck activities, is he? Seriously, though, I love that callback.
Must have a little talk with Mr. Barkley.
Sadly, Barkley is not in this episode, but he was a great character, wasn't he? In a nearby saloon, we've even got...
That cut made it sounded like he was laughing at my comment about Barkley. That wasn't intentional.
Yeah, that was just an excuse to show that clip. Anyway, they end up at the saloon, because where else are you going to go in a spaghetti western, and find their adversary.
He's killed 23 men. He's the meanest and the toughest gunslinger in the West.
You are under arrest.
Is that so?
Oh my god, did Worf just do that move where you drive the person's nose into their brain, killing them instantly? Okay, I guess not, but that's a missed opportunity. But yeah, that was too easy, so Alexander turns up the difficulty setting.
You are under arrest.
Looks like Sheriff Worf's here to arrest me.
They start over, and
Sheriff
it's definitely
Worf.
more of a challenge this time.
I'm beginning to see the appeal of this program.
God damn it, Worf, stop being so cute.
Okay, boys. Saddle up.
So the bad guys are about to get away with everyone's money, but...
I suggest you find a new line of work.
Go Counselor Troy.
She loves Western stories.
Wait, when did she become cool?
Right?
Meanwhile, once again, Data's head is opened up. I swear I didn't choose this episode based on any similarities to Clues.
Okay, I'm gonna need to access your auxiliary inputs.
If it's so easy to pop those little hatches open, I wonder why it's not always happening on accident. Geordi comments on how it feels weird seeing Data's insides.
But you're not just another electronic system.
Thank you, Geordi. Nor are you just another biological organism.
Oh, I love these two.
Yep.
Establishing computer link-up.
Besties.
A little later, something goes wrong, though it's not clear what at first.
There appears to be an energy fluctuation in my neural net.
Let's check the interface programming.
I love referencing that Roboc, the ending
Back
of
to the
RoboCop.
holodeck, Worf is wondering what to do with the prisoner.
What are his rights in this century? Is there a trial, or shall I execute him?
You're hoping for the latter, aren't you?
We're supposed to hold him till the U.S. Marshal comes, and then we'll take him to Rapid City for a trial.
But it turns out that the criminal, Eli, has a powerful father who he thinks will bail him out.
Your pa's no match for Sheriff Dwarf.
Yes. When your paw comes, we will be ready for him.
You're no match for the Hollanders.
Wow, Deanna's totally committed.
Counselor, I would appreciate some support in this matter.
Durango. I'm called Durango.
She's like, play the game right, damn it.
She doesn't appreciate Worf breaking character.
Perhaps you would consider becoming a temporary deputy.
For a price, $500.
So Alexander makes a trip to the bank.
Deanna, how do you know so much about this period in Earth's history?
It turns out that her dad, who was human, used to read her stories about the Old West.
I always wanted to play the part of the mysterious stranger.
Yeah, she's definitely more legit than Rimmer.
I've seen westerns. I know how to speak cowboy. Leave the talking to me.
Dry white wine and Perrier, please.
Worf is about to find out the hard way that his character has a love interest.
You are so brave.
Thank you, Ms.
Annie, you big galoot. You best not forget that tonight.
It looks like this is about to turn into one of Quark's holosuite programs. Or maybe Lister's version of Gumshoe.
I'm so happy that I watched Deep Space Nine before doing this video so I could make all those holosuite comments.
But naturally, he politely turns her down.
It's another woman, ain't it? It's that floozy down there at Miss Langford's House of Pleasure.
Now that sounds like one of Quark's holosuite programs.
Yup.
You sure got away with women, Sheriff.
Meanwhile, the rest of the crew is rehearsing a play, but the script has been replaced with a poem that Data wrote about his cat.
Felis catus. Is your taxonomic nomenclature an endothermic quadruped? Carnivorous by nature?
Hold it. I guess it's a good thing he can't feel embarrassment. Back to Alexander, he gets kidnapped on the way back from the bank, per the orders of... Data?
Fanfic moment comes at the end.
Also, the computer won't listen to Alexander's commands. Meanwhile, Data is a cat person. I knew there was a reason I liked
forgot
him.
Spot was in this one.
Spot is such a sweetie.
I've formulated a new mixture of foods specifically designed for your highly selective tastes.
He looked like he was listening
Except
there.
for
That
when
was so
she's being a
cute.
butt. Come to think of it, that reminds me of someone.
I find it extremely difficult to predict what you will find acceptable.
Welcome to being a cat owner, Data.
Spot, you are disrupting my ability to work.
I love watching Data interact with his cat. It's cute that he thought she would just stay down.
Vamoose, you little varmint.
I'll have to try that with Tara.
Vamoose, you little varmint.
Klingon fire wine.
This ain't Kansas City. We ain't got none of that fancy European stuff here.
That's almost as bad as Rimmer with his dry white wine and Perrier.
Marvelous.
I already showed that clip.
Howdy, Sheriff.
Commander, what are you doing here?
So, for some reason, Data has taken the place of Frank, the
We
father
both
of
said
Eli.
aw at the same
Worf
time
thinks
when
that
Spot
Data
looked
just
up at
joined in on
Data.
a program like Deanna did and just plays along.
Nothing at all, Mr. Hollander.
Is there anything you want in exchange for my boy?
I do not negotiate with criminals.
Not so fast.
Commander, what are you doing?
And it turns out that Worf can't end the program either, so it looks like everyone who is in it is stuck there.
Klingon firewater is European.
Also, Worf got injured, which isn't supposed to happen. So this seems a bit familiar, right? Except Data seems to be playing the role of the simulants instead of Crichton, which is kind of an interesting twist. Except Worf can already tell it's not really Data.
I cannot explain.
For some reason, the computer's making these characters look and sound like him.
What's the matter? Was my paw a little too rough on you?
And now Eli is also being played by Data, though not really.
My paw ain't gonna like it if I come home all bruised.
Actually, hearing Brent Spiner do that voice reminds me of his recurring stint as Bob Wheeler on Night Court.
Running a worm farm.
We were seduced by the glamour of it all.
What happened to the worms?
Stampede.
Good times.
Worm
Totally blew my
stampede.
mind back in the day when I realized that was him, by the way. Brent Spiner is amazing.
Wait.
I really hope they bring him back for the new Night Court show. If they have fucking Bob and June Wheeler, I will be so happy.
Deanna reminds Worf that even though the safety has been shut off, this is still a holodeck program, and if Worf, well, wins the game the way he's supposed to, the program should end automatically. I guess that's a downside to the AR nature of the holodeck. There are no helmets to take off, so they gotta do it the hard way. So he still needs to play by the rules. So he goes to try to find out if any of the other characters witnessed Alexander's abduction.
When the interface malfunction occurred, subroutine C-47 was replaced by elements from my personal programming.
Back to the real Data. Apparently some of the replicators are dispensing nothing but cat food, which is kind of hilarious.
I've been formulating nutritional supplements for Spot.
And kind of sounds like something that would happen on Red Dwarf.
Can you just try and give me a black coffee? That's a bookie.
I still love
don't
that.
know about the holodeck
Still love
yet,
that
but
bit.
Data slips a little here.
I reckon the process should take less than 2 hours.
What did you say?
You said, I reckon. According to my memory logs, I did not use those words. Y'all must be mistaken.
Okay, he can't use contractions, but he can say y'all.
Y'all must be mistaken.
You should take Mr. Dates to engineering, see if you can find the problem.
Yeah, good idea. Back on the holodeck. Wow, how did Data end up with Peterson's arms? Actually, the characters on the holodeck who look and sound like Data seem to have his abilities now, which is going to be really bad for everyone else. Worf comes back and Deanna tells him about this. So Frank shows up to visit Eli.
How they treating you, boy? Real bad, Paul.
How many Data episodes end up with Brent Spiner playing multiple parts in one scene? He must be a pro at it by now.
You sit tight.
God, I love Brothers. That was such a good episode.
In time for supper.
Frank offers Worf one more chance to release Eli.
I have reconsidered your offer. I will release your son in exchange for my deputy.
Meet me in 2 hours. You be in front of the saloon. I'll be in front of the livery stable. Strangers invited.
Agreed.
And Worf just thinks this is all going to go smoothly, because why wouldn't he be honorable?
But we have made an honorable agreement.
We're not concerned with honor,
Oh, Worf.
This is the ancient West. There's a gunfighter out there who has the speed and accuracy of an android.
Yeah, you guys are kind of screwed.
Howdy, Commander.
Meanwhile, Data has just gone full-on redneck.
Well, we figure part of my memory structure
Was replaced with information from the
That
computer's
never gets
recreational
old.
database.
This is killing me.
You got it, partner.
So Geordi has started a memory purge, so Data and the computer should be back to normal in an hour or two.
Commander, you just sit tight. We'll have this all fixed up in time for supper.
Good.
I think maybe for
Worf is
Commander
planning his
Record is getting
strategy, and
old.
It looks like the saloon lady has forgiven him and is helping him out.
Lord knows why I keep risking my life for you, Sheriff.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Miss Annie. I'm in your debt.
Worf has rigged a kind of temporary force field to protect himself.
How long will the field last?
No more than 15 seconds. It is highly unstable.
Let's hope it's enough.
That aerial shot is a lot more impressive than anything in Red Dwarf, but it still reminds me a little of this shot. Time for our showdown at high noon. Oh, now Data is the Mexican guy from the beginning, and the henchman Worf knocked out. Yeah, this is extremely dangerous. Worf activates the force field just as Frank starts shooting. Frank has blown all of the ammo in his shotgun, but Mexican guy throws him a pistol. Wow, maybe Worf is the Riviera Kid.
Go ahead. Shoot me.
This is actually kind of heartwarming. Worf realizes his kid is watching, so he sets a good example by sparing the bad guys.
Do not show your face in this town again.
Aww.
Father!
Are you all right?
Yes.
But the program isn't ending just yet. See, Worf beat the
Oh,
bad
I
guy,
forgot
but
about
he hasn't
this.
gotten the girl yet.
How did I forget?
You're as handy with a shooting iron as you are with a woman's heart.
Data has no cleavage. I can't decide if that makes it better or worse. I don't even want to know what kind of fan fiction has been written about this. When the program just can't end fast enough. Later on...
Yep, there's the fanfic moment.
I guess you'll never want to go back to the ancient West.
The town of Deadwood may face danger once again. If they do, they will need a sheriff and a deputy.
Aww.
Yeah, I think Dwarf kind of liked being in the ancient West. You big dork. Oh god, we even see the Enterprise fly off into the sunset like Starbug did. I've been treating Gunmen of the Apocalypse as the default because it's the one I'm more familiar with, but this episode actually predates Gunmen by a little less than a year, so we have kind of the opposite of the situation with Clues versus Thanks for the Memory. If anyone could have done the stealing here, it could have been Red Dwarf this time. I am not saying they did, for the record. If nothing else, I'm sure it takes more than 11 months to plan, script, film, and edit an entire season of Red Dwarf. Before I rewatched this episode, I was all set to say that Gunmen was the better of the two, but I don't think I can choose. Last time I gave a little extra credit to Memory for being the first episode to humanize Rimmer, which kind of made it special. Gunmen of the Apocalypse is also special because everyone gets to be a badass, the comedy is brilliant, and we get a little extra sense of camaraderie among the Dwarfers, which I always love. Fistful of Datas has the badassness and camaraderie like all good TNG episodes do, but it's also hilarious. Brent Spiner is amazing in it, and we get to see Worf be a good dad for a change. Enjoy it while you can.
Enjoy it while you can.
Also, Data and Drag. So yeah, they're both pretty amazing
Also
episodes.
Data and Drag.
Each won an Emmy even. Probably the biggest difference is that the Dwarfers went into the game to help Crichton, knowing what they needed to do, where Worf and friends went into a regular holodeck simulation where things went wrong later. But the game aspect hits pretty much all the same beats. One more interesting thing about Fistful of Datas is that it has some of the same elements as Elementary Dear Data, which also involved the holodeck becoming dangerous because of something Data did. I guess that's all I have to say about A Fistful of Datas and how it compares and contrasts with Gunmen of the Apocalypse. This is probably going to be the last video like this I do, since I can't think of any other episodes from Star Trek The Next Generation that are very similar to episodes of Red Dwarf. The only other one that some people have suggested is The Game versus Better Than Life, but the Better Than Life episode really doesn't go into the addictive side of the game, only the novel did. And I'm just not that interested in reading it, and who wants to watch a Wesley Crusher episode anyway? Other than that, I've been getting a lot of requests for The Promised Land. Hopefully it'll be the next video, but I don't know when
They
that'll
threw
be,
me a big
so
curveball.
Please be patient and don't bug me about it. That's it for now. See you next time.
That's what I'm calling the link to, yeah, the vlog about my car accident. Oh, I forgot about the stinger.
Anyway, I'm not much of an actor.
Okay, we will watch The Promised Land next week. I wanted to end an hour early, more like 50 minutes early, but, well, it's only going to be half an hour early by the time I get caught up on the chat, but yeah. I love to watch an old Batman episode and see this sound effect British Knuckles appear on the screen when Batman hits someone. I remember the writer of Fistful of Datas commented on the similarities recently on Tumblr. Excuse me. I'd like to see that. I have a theory, a dancing demon. Red Dwarf and Star Trek crossover, who would get along and who would hate each other. I think Data would be fascinated by Kat. I think Crichton would be jealous of Data. Although, I don't know, actually, you know, Data can't really break his programming like Crichton does, so maybe not. Everybody would hate Rimmer, because obviously. Yeah, sorry, I didn't get Soul on camera. He wandered off right afterwards. I love Star Trek and X-Men crossover for the sheer Stuart Grammer DeForest dialogue alone. I know there was a crossover comic. They did Star Trek and Star Trek The Next Generation with X-Men somehow. I remember an old meme I saw of Data. I can see it's a mining ship. I can see it's called Red Dwarf. What I don't understand is why it's on fire and why are the crew telling me to smeg off. Someone asked him what shows he wished he worked on. He said Red Dwarf. But I kind of wrote one of those. Wait, did I say that out loud? And then said it was a joke and didn't think they ripped it off. That's funny. Barkley seems like the normal one. He's just exploring what he likes. Yeah, Barkley is probably the most normal character on that show. Well, or maybe not the most normal, but the most relatable. Barkley had a few good episodes near the end of Voyager as well, became sort of a hero by the end. In fact, I should really watch Voyager if only for that. Worf loves being in the Old West. He really did. Also love how they don't have to prop up Data's head plates like a car. That was a fun gag on Red Dwarf. Lone Worf and Cub would make a kick-ass series. I like how this episode implies that Troy does Western holodeck programs in her spare time. It does, doesn't it? Dead or alive, you are coming with me, Data. Anyone would have been more legit than Rimmer. The fanfic moment comes at the end. Data's poem is amazing. Yeah, it is. I didn't realize that at the time I made this, I hadn't seen the episode where he read that poem out loud in a long time. So I thought he had just kind of written that for himself, and they discovered it, and that's why I made the comment of him being embarrassed if he had emotions. But oh well. Yeah, the way Spot looked at Data while he was talking was so cute. He really looked like he was listening. She. I forgot Spot is a she. Cats can be picky eaters, yeah. Mine don't seem to be. They'll pretty much eat anything. Except that Soul doesn't like wet food. I love the idea that Klingon firewater is European. Yeah, we don't have any of that fancy European stuff here. I think she just didn't recognize the drink and figured it must be something exotic. Spiner isn't as much of a cat person in real. I've heard that. That's nobody's perfect, I guess. This is Trek, not Red Dwarf. It's both, technically. In My Little Pony, we had a bunny stampede. Oh yeah, and I think they were doing a little parody of I think they were doing a parody of Night of the Lepus. Which is freaking amazing. Assuming I didn't imagine that, but I'm pretty sure that was at least that was the impression I got when I saw it. TNG is nostalgic for me because it was the first Trek I ever watched. Technically, the first Trek I ever watched was the original series, but I was a kid at the time and haven't really watched it too much since. TNG is the first one I really got into. It's not so much that they're picky eaters. Supposedly the reason they'll beg for extra food but not eat it is because they are really just seeking reassurance that you care. I'm not sure about that. The new Night Court is great. It's pretty good. I don't think it's quite as good as the old show, but it's pretty good. I like it. I love old Dan. A detail I always like in holodeck episodes is when the characters have their own costumes ready to go. Yeah, good point. I imagine that's easy to do when you have replicators. Also, I forgot how much fun Marina Sirtis is having as Troy as a cowgirl. Yeah. I've never watched Lower Decks. I've heard both good and bad things about it. I'm not sure if I'd like it or not. Brothers is one of my favorite episodes. I do like the Tin Man connection they have with Data. He's looking for his heart like the Tin Man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, bro. I like all the episodes that focus on Data. To me, they're all good. Even suddenly forgot the name of that one. Even Outrageous Okona. Everybody else hates that episode, but I like it for the Data parts at least. I just thought Joe Piscopo teaching comedy to Data was cute. One of my favorite Data episodes is the one where that collector kidnaps him and Data takes none of his BS. That's another good one. I still know nothing about Star Trek except for these videos. What? Hard to imagine anyone not having watched any Star Trek. I just want you to know that I take no pleasure in your incarceration. I am, after all, only an android. Alexander wanting to be with his dad is so heartwarming. Yeah, it was. End program. When Worf defeats Data. Oh, Brother Worf, due to Saul, be quiet. Due to unforeseen circumstances, there's been a bit of a cock-up in the bravado department. Just search somehow only 14 Data/Worf fix on Archive of Our Own. Oh. I like to hope that at some point after the wedding episode on DS9, Worf, Jadzia, and Alexander have a holosuite trip back to the Western game. Oh, that would have been so cute. Why did the damn holodecks have bullets that can kill you settings? I imagine it might be for training purposes or something. Like, I can see the holodeck having a safety feature that could be turned off. I find the game to be one of Wesley's better episodes. I know, it's not a bad episode. I was just being smart ass. And in this series, I learned that Dina always does post-credit scenes and that I should always stick around for the end. Yup. I always do one. You didn't know that before? I'm looking forward to a Star Trek holodeck episode set in a steampunk vibe. Oh, that'd be fun. Can you imagine Data saying "smee he" while making the same expressions? I'm now picturing Data sitting troubled in Troy's office going, "But counselor, where do all the calculators go?" Yeah, Linkara reviewed those comics way back in the day. Yeah, that's the only reason I know about them, I think. Finished it up last year with the novel. How do we describe the gentleman on the screen? He's Captain Picard. No, he's a Smee. I love how Barclay just wanted to be comforted by his goddess of empathy. Yeah. It's kind of wholesome in a way. I mean, it's still kind of icky, but... I don't think anything X-rated was going on there. At least. I remember a scene with the comic book guy in Simpsons. I'd like a copy of Spider-Man #1, please, and I'd like an hour on the holodeck with 7 of 9. Oh, God. If I lose, I will stand down as captain and leave the Enterprise. Geordie, bye-bye, Baldy. Oh, hi, Liam. Old Dan is amazing. Yeah, I really like how they've handled Dan. He's kind of like mellowed out a lot, which makes sense. I'm definitely glad he's not a perv anymore. That'd be pretty sad if he went from being a perv to being an old perv. Oh, and if anyone's curious, only one of those Data/Worf fics is listed as a smut fic. People like Data/Worf to be wholesome, apparently. That's interesting. I remember Beverly Crusher trying Picard's Dixon Hill program. Someone offers her some gum and she swallows it. I remember that. I honestly don't care for most of newer Trek except the Picard series. I can't really say anything about them because I haven't watched any of them because I don't have Discovery Plus. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I don't have that, so I haven't seen any of them other than Picard. I might like to give them a chance someday if I ever do get it. Lower Decks is either a great deconstruction of Star Trek with sharp humor or reading the index of Memory Alpha with fart jokes. My opinion falls into the latter camp. Yeah, I've basically heard both descriptions or things along those lines. Oh yeah, I remember that episode. Data tries stand-up comedy but gets upset when he realizes the audience are programmed to laugh at anything. Yeah. I like the one where Data gets possessed by multiple personalities, all thanks to a Mayan structure and a mask. That's another good one. It's a weird plot, but it works pretty well. For any RMS Titanic enthusiasts, it was 111 years ago today that the Titanic sank. Wow, that's interesting. The iceberg is still out there sniggering. Oh, God. Unexpected outfit in the Wild West area. Arousal may or may not be incurred by this unexpected outfit. Just wanted to say thanks for all these vids and watch parties you have done. They have helped me greatly through this cancer and treatment. Oh, I'm sorry you have to have that. Over the last few months, the tumor is now gone. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. And I'm glad my videos helped in some way. I get a slight kick that the woman who played Lisa Bonet's dorm mate from A Different World plays the captain and the kid from Stand By Me, and My Secret Identity is the first office on O. I didn't know you were being treated for cancer, St. Clinton. I'm glad to hear you're rid of the tumor. Yeah, same. Paramount Plus, is that not what I said? Oh, right. I said Discovery instead of Paramount. Yeah. Yeah, Discovery Plus is the one that has, like, all of the Learning Channel shows. I also don't have that one, but I don't feel like I need it either, to be honest. I get enough 90 Day Fiancé just by watching it on TV. Thank you very much. Paramount Plus, Strange New Worlds is great. Discovery, Season 3 and 4 are okay. Picard Season 1 made me rage quit, and I didn't watch Season 2 because of it. I think I said this last week, but I thought Season 2 was hit or miss, and at least up to the ones I've seen, I've missed the last couple because Lee's out of town, but I thought Season 3 was really good, at least, again, up to the part I saw. I like to imagine the iceberg's laugh sounds suspiciously like Muttley. Season 1 of Picard, in my opinion, was okay. Some minor nitpicks notwithstanding. Season 2 was a mess, and I haven't seen Season 3 yet. See, I think the opposite with 1 and 2, but there were parts of Season 1 I liked. Don't eyeball me, Wesley. Get down and give me 50 push-ups now. According to that animated film that's totally accurate, sharks made an octopus put an iceberg there and nobody died. Don't listen to that rubbish live-action version. That's totally fictitious. God, I forgot about that. What the fuck? What's Lee doing? He's visiting his family and getting our stuff out of some of our stuff out of storage and selling it on eBay. I think he's going to be back in a week or two. I'm watching you, Wesley. Stop giving us this Star Trek crap, Dina. It's too late at night. Okay, well, I'm only quitting a half hour early, but whatever. Damn, yeah, we definitely wouldn't have had time for Promised Land. I thought it was going to be ending really early, but... excuse me, whoa. So, thanks for joining me, everybody. I will see you next week where we'll watch the last 2 videos, and I guess whatever time is left, I'll probably play, like, Castlevania Bloodlines or something. I've been wanting to stream that just for shits and giggles. Thanks, Cinematic. Sith, you take care, too. I'll end early tonight. Chat, try your best, yeah. Or more like challenge accepted. Thanks, Moonbeam. Who in their right mind sees a real-life disaster where people died and thinks this would make a good kids movie? For what it's worth, I think it was made in another country, so it was a little more, So, like, they were a little they felt a little further removed from it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's still a weird thing to do. Thanks for the fun stream. I should be on time for next weekend. Oh, that'd be cool. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Have a good evening. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye.